This is my intermittent fasting lifestyle. It's given me the freedom to enjoy the foods I love without the consequences or guilt. It's provided a way for me to feel less stressed and become more productive, and a way to finally live in my dream body with ease. And the best part of it all, it's achieved without having to bust my ass in the gym for hours every day. I only train 3 times per week, no more than 25 minutes in the morning. 3 workouts a week doesn't sound like much, but training in a fasted state means that you're gonna be capitalizing on your fat burning mechanism and you're gonna be doing double the fat burning work. This way, I'm able to tap into stored calories that were formerly inaccessible and mobilize the fat cells to be burned directly because there's no food in their way. I believe only in full body workouts, using time under tension as my secret weapon. No more split body parts. You see, I don't count reps. Instead, I focus on maximizing the length of time that my muscles are under stress. Training upper and lower body in the same session also triggers what's called the lymphatic system to remove fat cells and waste from storage to be burned more effectively. Now, unlike other diets, I only require myself to eat one uniquely prepared meal that consists of the calorie-dense, carbohydrate-rich, and fat-packed foods that I love. And for the remainder of the day, I usually just play it by ear. I just kind of wing it. By changing when I eat, I'm giving my body time during the day to naturally burn stored fat on its own. It's really not magic. All you have to do is change when you're eating. This is the power of intermittent fasting. This is how I'm able to eat the foods that I love up until like midnight if I feel like it. Now, let me ask you, would you agree that this lifestyle is pretty darn easygoing and stress-free? No longer having to worry about what to eat, and of course allowing yourself to eat late at night again, like we did as kids, with no worries or no guilt. Your answer better be a hell yes. What you will first need to understand is a scientific blueprint of why you must adjust when you eat, not necessarily what you eat. And you're also going to need to know the precise fasting and eating period timeframes to follow that are going to optimize your metabolism and therefore optimize your life. Additionally, you must know the exact macronutrient ratios to eat that are going to allow you to extend the effects of your natural fat burning state for hours and hours on end. So you can accelerate your weight loss goals even further, faster. I'll be sharing these exact details with you right after I break down those 4 so-called diet rules that most of us have tried sticking to. And I'm going to give you the scientific proof on why you need to start breaking them today, not tomorrow. But before I go into the rules, I want to formally introduce myself. My name is Thomas DeLauer. And the reason why I understand how you feel and what you've gone through in your attempts to lose weight is because before I became the most #1 subscribed trainer on SixPackAbs.com, before I had ever landed cover spots on the most influential fitness magazines, and before I ever started changing the lives of hundreds of guys that are in the same predicament as you, I was that depressed, insecure, and frustrated guy that I told you about earlier. You see, when I was in my late teens, I started to develop some pretty bad eating habits. I got picked on a bit, and I was bullied, and it was mostly for being chubby. The emotional stress caused me to seek comfort in eating the foods that tasted the best to me at that time. And by my early adulthood, I had let myself get to almost 300 pounds. And to this day, I still often look at that picture taken of me at my sister's wedding. And it was when I was at my very, very worst. My low self-esteem was draining the life out of me. My appearance was creating this big mental barrier for me. And worst of all, it was that I couldn't figure out what I needed to do to break away from this trap. I reached a point where I felt ashamed of who I had let myself become. It's not like I didn't try to make a change. I mean, I did a lot of things. I tried doing protein shakes. I tried eating more salads. I tried eating every 2 hours like you're supposed to. Heck, I tried everything that the fitness gurus preached, like eating every 2 hours, like I mentioned. I spent hours and hours cooking boring tasting, healthy meals and packing them into Tupperware only to watch them sit in my refrigerator and just go to waste. I got frustrated to the point where I said to hell with all of it. I just wanted to do what felt easiest for me, with minimal stress and minimal effort. So what ended up happening was I'd skip breakfast. I'd pass up lunch. And then by the time I get home from work, I sort of just ate normally. At that time, I didn't actually realize that what I was doing was something called intermittent fasting. I was just doing what was natural. But after a few solid weeks of not eating during the day and then filling up in the evening hours, my stomach was shrinking. My energy levels were through the roof. I was mentally sharp and I could focus for longer periods of time, which was critical for my career. And my cravings for food were slim to none. And I learned that getting my body to burn fat was as simple as changing when I ate, not so much what I ate. And in doing so, I learned when you break your fast with certain key nutrients, you can program your hormones to extend the fat burning effects from fasting even longer. In fact, through studying fasting, I can prove why guys who are stuck following the typical diet rules usually struggle to see results. Let's start with rule number 1. Never eat past 9 p.m. Does that sound familiar? Well, I hate to break it to you, but that's not the way it works. It's not always true. You see, if you're constantly eating during the day and you pig out at nighttime, well then yes, logically you would pack on fat. But if you keep your insulin levels minimal throughout the course of the day by not eating, your body will burn through the calories you already have stored. In fact, if you time your eating periods just right, you can actually lose weight by eating what you want in the evening. Plus, your stomach shrinks. It's called distensibility, which means that when it comes time to fill up on food, you'll actually be shocked to find out that you get fuller much faster. Okay, diet rule number 2, don't skip breakfast. When you eat first thing in the morning, you're actually causing your insulin levels to rise. Insulin is the hormone responsible for fat storage. So if we crank our insulin levels up first thing in the morning, we are putting our bodies in a fat storing mode right out the gate. Now, however, when we skip breakfast, our insulin stays low. We can tap into our stored body fat and therefore use it for fuel. Which brings me to rule number 3, and that's that you need to be eating 5 or 6 small meals throughout the course of the day to lose weight. When you eat every 2 to 3 hours, you're in what's called a fed state, or I like to call it the absorptive phase. In this state, your insulin level remains high all day long, which means you're practically in fat storing mode all day. Because you're constantly eating, you never give your body a chance to reach its natural fat burning state. And like I mentioned earlier, we need to have low insulin levels in order to achieve that. And finally, rule number 4, you have to change what you eat to lose weight. We've all heard it before. Cut your carbs, go low fat, eat less calories. You don't have to restrict yourself from eating the food you love. You just have to modify when it is that you eat it. There's a very specific balance which I'll share with you in just a few minutes. But right now, I want to bust another common fitness rule that's outside the realm of dieting. Most guys are so focused on hitting a certain number of reps that they miss out on the most important factor when it comes to developing a chiseled physique. And that factor is called time under tension, TUT for short. It describes how long the muscle is truly under work or under stress. And because the more time under tension that you're placing the muscle under, generally the greater the growth hormone release will be. And more growth hormone means more muscle building, and that means more fat loss. You don't need a gym. You don't need any equipment. And you don't need any more than 20 minutes. I used to spend so much time in the gym and it drove me crazy. Now I'd much rather just be at home or outside. You just need your body weight and a timer for these. Now, if you are finally ready to experience real results and get the ripped, defined six-pack abs that you've always wanted, I'm going to have to ask you to break the rules too, with intermittent fasting. Here's how you can make my fasting protocol a part of your weekly routine. First, pick 3 days a week that you'd like to fast on. With my protocol, I've made it easy. On your fasting days, you wake up, you skip breakfast, you skip lunch, and then you start eating at 4 p.m. You can eat up until about midnight, at which point you'll resume your fast. If you go to bed earlier, no big deal, it's less eating. Ideally, on your fasting days, you'll start your morning with one of my 20-minute shred fast workouts. Working out in the morning is best because it allows you to take advantage of your peak fat burning and muscle building state, since your HGH levels are naturally at their highest anyway. And when it comes time for you to break your fast, I built in my fast break strategy right into the plan. This is a scientific approach to breaking your fast by fueling your body with the nutrients that are best for your hormones. So instead of spiking your highly sensitive insulin with junk food when it's time to break your fast, you'll have a wide variety of convenient mini meal options provided so that you can strategically maximize your results and reach your goals faster. So on top of that, my intermittent fasting course provides you with 3 specific workouts. These are phase specific, and all of them use the most efficient fat-burning training tools that are available. It's called time under tension. All of these factors contribute to why I refer to my personal intermittent fasting plan as the science-based six-pack course. Every step I took to transform my body was written down, charted, and backed up with research so that I could be sure this was the most proven, safe, and effective method for getting into the best shape of my life. Remember, I came out of the healthcare industry. I'm big on science. I documented everything. And that's exactly what my science-based six-pack course teaches men to do. So here is what you'll get when you sign up for my science-based six-pack intermittent fasting course. First, you'll receive my 5 fasting tutorial videos, the Master Fasting Course Introduction to Intermittent Fasting. And in my Master Fasting Course video, my client Matt and I uncover the basics on intermittent fasting, the fundamental principles behind how it works, as well as we're going to cover some of the research behind what makes it by far the most effective form of fat loss for the human body. The best practices, tips, and supplements to use on a fasting diet video. In the next video, Matt digs into some critical questions regarding fasting, such as how to overcome hunger cravings, strategies to get the best results, as well as some of the best supplements to use to reach your goals even faster. The base track versus fast track, how to choose the right fasting diet for you, the fast track meal prep guide and recipes. You'll be able to see how I put together some incredibly tasty and convenient fast track meals, which are the actual meals that I would eat myself. Next one is how to accelerate your fat loss goals with exercise. You're going to get the breakdown on what exercises accelerate your results, which ones you need to avoid in order to support your fat loss goals. Because my intermittent fasting program is broken down into 3 30-day phases, I wanted to make sure I included a highly detailed video for each phase that covers what will be expected of you, as well as what results you can look forward to during that phase. That way, you'll always be on track to seeing the results you've always wanted. Plus, you'll get my 9-video Shred Fast workout series. You'll get to follow along with me in these body weight scorching workouts using the time under tension 20-second interval method. Now, normally, my complete intermittent fasting program is regularly priced at $297. And that's not even counting the Shred Fast workout program. However, through my own transformation, I've learned the value of having a partner when it comes to reaching your fitness goals. So that's why I'd like to be yours during the fat loss journey. And by sticking with me through this video, I know that you invested your valuable time to learn how to accomplish your fat loss goals in the most proven, effective, scientific way possible. The way I see it, having someone like you on my team is quite a privilege. So for that, you can have the entire science-based six-pack program for just $97. You're going to be getting a couple of other things with this too. In addition to getting the videos and to getting the cooking videos, you're also going to be getting some support. We're going to be by you every step of the way. You're going to get the detailed PDFs. You're going to get a detailed login so that you can access whatever you need to be in the best possible shape of your life. Because I'm going to make your road to success way easier than it was for me by hooking you up with a free 30-day membership to the science-based Jumpstart coaching team. That means for your first month of your transformation, you'll be granted exclusive access to the private Jumpstart Facebook group where you're going to have unlimited support, motivation, and tips from myself as well as other science-based coaches. This group is 100% exclusive and not accessible by the public. Jumpstart also includes 24/7 email access to your coach to customize your plan and to make sure that any questions that you have get answered on the spot. Along with your free 30-day Jumpstart membership, you'll also be getting a free month supply of Men's Elite Krill Oil, your daily dose of omega-3s. These fatty acids are considered essential because the body cannot manufacture them on its own. Therefore, it's important to supplement them into your daily routine when following this fasting plan. Omega-3s are going to promote mental sharpness, muscle growth, insulin sensitivity, weight loss, as well as better sleep, which is greatly going to enhance your results while following my intermittent fasting course. But the bonuses don't stop there. I've also included a full master fasting course manual that you can download and print off right from the member site. This manual contains much more than just the written version of my intermittent fasting course. In this thorough guide, you will also have over 15 different recipes. These planners also include a food journal, so you can jot down what fast break meals you'll be including in your diet before the week even starts. But an even bigger difference maker is being able to have on-call support to get any of your concerns and questions met, which is why at any time, if you need assistance, you can call or send an email to my team of fitness coaches, and we will get your needs met as soon as possible. You know they say to get results you've never seen, you have to do things you've never done. And I guarantee you that you've never done an entire system 100% based on science like this. From the fasting time zone, the lymphatic fat burning workouts, and the strategically planned fast break meals that progress and change as your body excels. The entire program, along with bonuses, are the stepping stones to achieving the one goal just about every man dreams of having six-pack abs. Stop what you are doing now, click the Get Science-Based Abs button now, and I'll see you as soon as you log in to your personal members site. Still here? That must mean you've got some questions and some concerns that you'd like addressed before you commit. That's fine. So let me go ahead and get those taken care of for you right now. Question 1. What if I already am following a diet and exercise program? Will I still be able to use science-based six-pack? Absolutely. Like I said before, I've written a lot of other programs. You could even incorporate this. If you're following a diet plan like Test Max Nutrition System or the Abs After 40 or even the Six-Pack Abs program, Seniority Health programs, you can definitely still apply all the intermittent fasting approaches to your current regimen. All you'll do is simply apply the fasting schedule to your diet, starting with performing a 16-hour fast and then consuming your suggested meal within your 8-hour eating window on the 3 days you choose to fast each week. You can perform your workouts during your fasting period in the morning while you're in that fasted state. Question 2 is it really safe to not eat for 16 hours? In most circumstances, it's perfectly safe and natural for humans to survive without eating for days or even weeks on end. However, for those who have health ailments such as type 1 diabetes or who are on certain medications, fasting may not be the best approach for you. Just being honest. It's important to talk with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your nutrition plan at all. Question 3, I have 20 plus pounds of belly fat to lose. Will fasting still work for me? Yes, absolutely. The research shows that following an intermittent fasting plan works especially well for those who have more than 20 pounds of excess fat to get rid of. In fact, studies have shown that those who are extremely overweight, 50 plus pounds to obese, find that dramatic results can be experienced within the first week of fasting intermittently. Question 4, will fasting affect my testosterone levels or my sex life? Since fasting results in lower body fat levels and lower body fat levels are key to having optimal T production, you can definitely expect to increase levels of your master male hormone on this plan. And with healthy T levels, your libido is going to increase as well. Question 5, what can I consume while I'm fasting? Well, when you're in the fasted state, it's very important that you don't eat any food at all for the entire duration of the fast. It's the purpose of fasting. You definitely need to be drinking at least 8 8-ounce glasses of water, and you can add slices of lemon, lime, or cucumber to add a little bit of flavor. You're also free to enjoy black coffee and tea, as long as you aren't adding anything to it, not even sweeteners or creamers. Keep it clean. This is because it will cause your insulin levels to rise and it will throw you out of the fasted state, which defeats the purpose of fasting in the first place. That leads into question 6. So the fast break strategy requires me to eat a specific mini meal, and then after that, I can eat whatever I want. Is this correct? Well, if you're following the base track plan, then yes, that's absolutely true, just as long as you're staying within the calorie guidelines for weight loss that I've provided. Question number 7. What do I eat on the days that I'm not fasting? Big common question. On days that you aren't following a fasting protocol, you're free to eat whatever you typically would otherwise. Question number 8. I'm really out of shape and I'm embarrassed to go to the gym. I don't have any equipment. What can I do? Simple. Well, the first phase of the Shred Fast workout really only uses bodyweight exercises to begin with, so you can perform them right at home. No equipment necessary. Question 9. So how much is the program again? And tell me again what exactly I get. The entire science-based six-pack course is $97. When you sign up, you're going to instantly receive access to all the digital fasting videos, a printable program guide, your food journal, as well as the 9-video Shred Fast workout series. Question 10. What if I don't see results or I don't like the program at all? If you aren't seeing results that you were expecting, you can reach out to my fitness coaching team and they can assess your progress and help modify the plan in a custom way that suits your needs. That's the easiest way. And if you decide that the program isn't right for you, you can contact one of my coaching representatives and we'll reimburse you with a full refund immediately, no questions asked. Question 11. I have more questions and I just feel better signing up with a live person. Is there someone that I can speak to? Absolutely. To reach out to one of my fitness coaches, just call 1-800-655-8576, or if you're out of the US, call 855-520-7596. Now that I've answered all these questions, it looks like you've got everything that you need to get started with me. Let's do it.